are you in testing? I'm just having a sprint review meeting.
What we have achieved in that sprint, we have reviewing in that sprint review meeting.
So whatever you plan for the sprint, take the example again, the house.
Yes.
Forget about for sometimes you just get away. I will come to our work and testing. Take the example of the house building. What we decided, we will lay the foundation. We will dig the uh, foundation and we will lay the foundation. These are the two back product. That was our sprint backlog. Okay. Now after 30 days, as a product owner, I will go and review whether that has been achieved or not. If achieved, it has been achieved to my satisfaction or not. That is the sprint review. Okay. So after a sprint, after 2 weeks, test cases are not important whether you review it or not. After 15, 20 days, in a basically, when I go to my house, I am not gonna review how well you how well you mix the cement and mixture, whether you place brick by brick correctly. What I am going to use is the digging. I asked, we agreed. Architect told me that the dig foundation need to be digged to 5 meter, 5 feet. 5 meters is too much. 5 feet. Did you dig the foundation up to the 5 feet or not? Did you lay the bed correctly? Did you make sure that the foundation wall is 9 inches and it is strong enough? That is I'm going to review. I'm not gonna review that. How did you achieve this? So test case is a step in delivering the working software. Remember, what is your the measure of success? Working software. No matter how good test case you write, if your work product is not fine, if your increment is not fine, it means you did not achieve the sprint goal. So what is happening? Product owner need to come and tell, okay, if you are developing a software and you decided, okay, you will deliver 5 stories, whether you are able to deliver these 5 stories or not, and whether you delivered it to my expectation or not. That is the sprint review, and that's why we call it demo as well. So now you understand what is the sprint planning for, what is the daily scrum for, and what is the sprint review for. Any question? In a sprint review meeting, you are not going to review their code. Okay. See, sir, I have written 1,000 line of code. I did so much of hard work. I spent sleepless night, but ultimately my code is not working. That is a secondary discussion. When you say whatever you delivered, that is not working. Okay, why it is not? That is a secondary discussion. Primary discussion, this was asked during the sprint planning. That was the sprint goal. What we can achieve. We achieve 100%, we achieve 80%, we achieve 90%. Then the secondary is figure, okay, what is the problem? Get it? Clear?
Yes, Paras.
Now let's come to the sprint retro. This is again very interesting meeting. Here we talk about, here we don't, here we are not talking about the deliverables. We reflect. Here basically, if you remember that, uh, this principle, uh, reflect, adjust, and tunes, and self-organizing team. So here we reflect. Last 2 weeks, what did we do well? Last 2 weeks, what did we not do well? What are the learnings we can take the next sprint? These are the 3 items we discuss here because it is very important. If we do not learn and we do not appreciate ourselves, why appreciation? Why it is important to make sure that team is motivated and they are self-organization. Why it is important to look back our problem. If we do not solve this problem, then we will not learn anything. Okay. So sprint retro is a meeting which is more focused uh, on the process, on the things which went right, on the things which did not go right. Maybe sprint retro is okay. Requirements were not clear. User stories were written not correctly, or dependencies were not discussed properly. We end up in so much dependencies. So next time we will focus more on dependency in sprint planning meetings. So we should not take any uh, user story in our sprint backlog, which is dependent. So we need to make sure the dependencies are aware, transparent. So these all discussion happen in sprint retro. Now sprint refinement. So let me tell you something very interesting. Um, Okay, this is a scrum.org organization. Okay, this is the organization which is there is Mr. Kane. He actually came and he's a very authoritative voice in Agile, and they actually published the Scrum guide. So the latest Scrum guide in 2020 they published. There is no Scrum refinement meetings. Okay, whatever I am speaking, I am not speaking out of. So everything is available. Everything is available. So Scrum definition and everything is here. In this, if you see there is nothing called sprint refinement as a event. Okay, there is no meeting like sprint refinement. However, many teams are still using the sprint refinement as a meeting, and that's why I put in my view it is an important meeting. All team needs to have the sprint refinement meeting, and this meeting is only should be 2 hours per 2 week sprint. If you have a 2 week sprint, you should not spend more than 2 hours. What you need to discuss, you need to make sure uh, you need to discuss the future story. So if you are in sprint X, you must discuss the stories and the product sprint backlog of the sprint which you are going to work on sprint X plus one. If you are sprint number five, which is ending on 31st of July, then today, if you are sprint refinement meeting, you should be discussing what all story we are going to work on 1st of August. Give your feedback to product owner so the product owner can make sure the stories are ready. Okay, so that is what Scrum vocabulary. This is a common vocab. It needs to be understood very correctly by each one of you. And this is the same meaning everywhere. Any questions on these? Okay. So whatever we discuss, what we in a Scrum, what will happen? There is a process. There are Scrum roles. I use the term like Scrum Master, Product Owner. The process I'm going to discuss. Then the Scrum event. These are the Scrum events. We talk about the 5 events. Then we are talking about the Scrum artifacts. What are the outcome? These are the only 4 things. I told you Scrum is a lightweight framework. Only 4 things. Okay, so let's talk about the process. This is the Scrum process. Very simple. This is the source. You can get the similar figure from there. So we talk about the product backlog. Everybody understand what is the product backlog? Any question? No product backlog? Okay. Now just understand this figure. It's very important. It is written there is a, if you see there is a notepad features product owner and input from end user. So I am the owner of the product of my house. I am the product owner. I am the responsible. But who are other stakeholders? My family is the other stakeholder. My neighbors may be other stakeholders. Um, the my and all the family members are the stakeholder. I am getting the input. Somebody is saying, okay, I need a bigger hall. Somebody is saying I need a bigger bedroom. Somebody is saying I need a kitchen in the northeast corner. Somebody is saying, okay, no matter what, there should be 2 car parking. So all these feedbacks coming from various family member, various stakeholder to me. Suppose imagine if all these stakeholders start talking to architect and mason. Do you think the house will ever evolve? They will ever able. And that's why the role of a product owner is very important. What he did, he understand, take all the input from all the end user, all the stakeholder, all the business user, convert them into the features, convert them into the epic, convert them into the user story. And we will talk about all these terms which I am using. And he create the product backlog. And that he gets the sign off. Then what he said, he talks to various family member, various stakeholders. Okay, guys, we have only 30 by 60 plot. We can only have 3 rooms. We cannot have 5 rooms. That is the problem. So that discussion, who had product owner, because he is defining the requirement. 2 rooms I can have this size. Last room I can have only this size. I can only have 1 car parking. 2 car parking are not possible. So based on that, he actually developed the product vision, which is product backlog. Is this clear how product owner is important in this process? If you ask me who is the most important person in the entire Scrum team, is the product owner. And he's also owner of the Scrum team as well. Any question on this particular aspect of that product owner, what product backlog? Okay. Then the first meeting happened, sprint planning meeting. This is the first event. Is from the sprint point of view, this is the first event, first ceremony, first meeting. Okay. Who participate in this team? Entire team. What did you mean? All the development team, Scrum Master and product owner. When I say the development team, okay, before let me ask. Scrum roles. There are only three roles in basically in Scrum. Product owner, who owns what is desired, what need to be delivered, and why it has to be delivered. So why he's saying what he's saying? He knows that I need to only deliver a three bedroom house with one parking that is desired. He already talked all the stakeholders and he know what need to be done. And he also know why it is desired. What is the use of this house and why I can only deliver this. So he knows he is an enlightened person. So he knows everything. Then Scrum Master, keeper of a Scrum process or facilitator. So basically, we talk about the Scrum Master role a little bit more detail. So Scrum Master is the second role, which is important. And the entire team we call delivery team or development team. Okay. And they are the doers. So in Scrum team, we do not differentiate between tester, developer, BA, architect. They all are the part of the Scrum team. Okay. However, this is not possible. We do still have the segregation of testing and because of many reasons. I'm not going into that because this training is for the understanding Scrum. Let's go back to this. So sprint planning meeting, who attends? Full team, product owner, Scrum master, development team. Clear? So this is a Scrum team. This is your Scrum team. Entire team is Scrum team. Who are the three people participant on the Scrum team? If somebody asks what is the Scrum team, product owner, Scrum master, dev team or delivery team. Got it? This is the Scrum team. If somebody asks which is the delivery team, engineers team is the delivery team. BA, testers, DevOps guy, architect, developers, they are your delivery team. Who is the Scrum team? Product owner, Scrum master, and delivery team. All three are Scrum team. Okay. In this team, everybody, the full team participate. And what they do, how much to commit to do within the sprint. If a sprint 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week, whatever it is, what all we can do in this 4 weeks. That they need to select. This is the most important meeting. In general, this meeting should not be more than 4 hours for a 2 week sprint. Okay, this is maximum 4 hours. Got it? Questions? Any question on sprint planning meeting? What needs to be done? Who should participate? Okay. Now, what is the outcome of that meeting? A sprint backlog. You know the exactly what you need to deliver in a sprint. This is sprint. Is there a question on this? Did you understand? You look at the product backlog, you pick the stories from there, book the scope from there, and do you decide the sprint backlog? You decide the backlog for the sprint. What is the sprint? 1 to 4 week time box period. That is your sprint. Who picks the stories? Who picks the scope? Who decides the sprint backlog? Scrum team. What is the Scrum team? Scrum master, product owner, and development team. It is clear to everyone?
Yes, boss.
Yes,
No.
boss.
Yes, Parag.
Now you start the sprint. Now you start developing. Within that sprint, there should be no change. You should not be changing the sprint backlog. Okay, you can drop the story if there is a dependency or something. You can add more story that has to that can be done. That is the reality of the scenario. But this should not allow you. Ideally, your sprint planning should be so strong that you need not to change. You need not to add or drop any of the scope within the sprint because you only have 2 weeks, frankly speaking. If a fourth day of a sprint, you figure it out, okay, I cannot do, it's better to drop because you may not have time to add anything. So there's no point changing it. And that's why you remember this is not a free ticket to change. It is a disciplined approach. Agile is a very disciplined approach. You want to change, you change until here anything. From here to here, your scope is fixed. This is the representation of daily stand-up meeting. Okay. Daily Scrum meeting. What is happening here? I guess somebody was asking what has been achieved yesterday, and word is used achieved. We do not. This is something not. I attended yesterday's stand-up meeting. I attended a architectural meeting. I reviewed the document. That is not your achievement. That is work in progress to do. What did you achieve yesterday? That is the discuss. What is your plan for today? What are you going to achieve today? And in your today's plan, what is your dependency? What are your roadblockers? These three things are discussed here. So what we are doing again here in daily Scrum, we are inspecting that, okay, whether we are adhering to our plan or not. We are making it transparent to everyone, to product owner, to sprint master, to fellow team member. Okay, something is wrong or something, everything is all right. Transparency, inspection, transparency, and we can adapt. Suppose you during the sprint planning meeting, you thought this particular thing I can do in this particular manner and it can be quick. But when you start working on it, you stuck because you realize there is a dependency. In this meeting, you come and you talk to your Scrum Master product owner, you tell them, and they can adapt to that change. Okay, okay, no problem. Let's do in another way. That is the adaptation. So that is how the stand-up meeting is important. Product backlog refinement. I told you in the new Scrum guide, this is not there, but what we are doing there, and this is only a 2-hour meeting per 2-week sprint. If you are 4-week sprint, you should be doing 4 hours, otherwise 2 hours. What you are doing? You are refining this product backlog. This product backlog. Why you are refining this product backlog? To understand that what is upcoming in the sprint, so that product owner can further refine. Okay. Getting this idea or not? What is Scrum Master is doing? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead. What is the role of the Scrum Master during this process? He is the keeper of the process. He is a servant leader. He is the one who is going to help you to remove your roadblocker. He will make sure that product owner is reasonable. He will make sure once the sprint backlog is here, there is no changes there. He will make sure the daily stand-up meetings are happening. Product backlog refinement meetings are happening. Dependencies are being called out. He is not a project manager. He will not tell anyone that what to do because team has to be self-organizing. But we help you to suppose you say, I am not getting this test data. He will help you to get the test data from different team. If you are telling that, okay, product owner is not late, product owner is not able to define the acceptance criteria, though the story is in sprint backlog, he will help you to get the acceptance criteria. And that's why if you see your seniors and you call out, okay, put your questions in the track space, in the record space, ask the Scrum Master, because that is his job. He is not there to direct you. He is there to help you. Okay. Then once the sprint happen, you go to the review. What happened in the review? As I explained, I as a product owner can go, and in the sprint review, who else can come? Stakeholder can also come. Sometimes stakeholder can also come. My family member also can come, okay, to see that, okay, whether the foundation is laid out correctly or not. But this product owner will sign off. They will review the progress. And then the retrospective. What will happen in the retrospective? Retrospective will happen. Okay, now we realize this, what went well. Okay, we decided with 10 laborers, but 3 labor did not came because they fell sick. And this is a rainy season. We also did not anticipated the rain can happen. So in 3 days actually lost. And that's why we would not complete our work. So we should be, that's why the full foundation was not completed. The foundation for the last wall is still remaining. So what is the learning here? Learning here next time, try to incorporate the objective risk. Okay, this is a rainy season. Okay, let's see, out of 30 days, 4 days it can rain. Some people may sick. So let's talk about the less capacity or increase the capacity. That is the learning. In retrospective, what can be done here in software industry? This is sprint backlog. In decision of sprint backlog, okay, we underestimate the work. The work was too much, but we thought the stories will not complicated, but they are complicated enough. We need to change our strategy in estimate. Dependencies were not called out properly. Test environment was not ready. Test data is not there. Three developers went on sick. We did not account for sick leaves. There were a Diwali holidays. So we thought 2 weeks, but actually 3 days was off. This is not being called off. Or uh, 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 stories were not clear, or maybe we do not have the right technical skill. All this need to be discussed in retrospective. And you identify few items which you can improve in the next sprint. So this is the entire Scrum process. Questions? Anything which you are, any single word which is not clear in this particular picture? Okay, very silent group. Next is Scrum role. We discuss about this. Any question on this picture? Did you understand? There are only 3 roles. And these all pictures I did not create it. I actually, if you see, there are links. You can get it from there. There are very good blogs and sites are there. Okay, you can get this. Okay, I hope this is. Did you understand this arrow? A Scrum Master is not a barrier. It is not a Chinese wall that I need to tell Scrum Master. Scrum Master will tell product owner. No, 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 no. In daily stand-up meeting, product owner will come and you can directly ask. A Scrum Master is not a postman. He will help you. He will help you to eliminate your roadblocks, but he will not work for you. Okay? Questions? Okay, this is another way. Okay, very good. So this is again Scrum team. What is the Scrum team? As I say, Scrum Master, product owner, and development team. Okay, this red, yellow color because there are various technical skill, testing skill. This all development team. So this is Scrum team, and I say product owner will have a various stakeholder, business owner. Maybe I am the only in house. My father is the owner of the house. I am only executing the project. So he become the owner of the house. Product owner can be representative, but empowered. He has to be empowered. He can make decisions then and there. And he have multiple stakeholders. So this is the same thing which I was explaining. Any question on this particular picture? Is this clear? And you realize these stakeholders and these business owners, they are not part of the Scrum team. Product owner is a part of the Scrum team. They are not part of the Scrum team. Remember this. Okay, sprint event, I guess. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, on this screen, I have one doubt, like who is the decision maker between business owner and stakeholders?
Okay. For a Scrum team, decision maker is product owner. Okay, for a Scrum team. Okay, the how it works in real life, product owner take the requirement from various angles, from the stakeholder, from the end user, from the business sponsor, business owner. He present the view what he can do, and that there is a decision. For a sprint team, for a Scrum team, for a developer, you may not have an interaction with business owner or stakeholder, even if you have, but your work need to be signed off by the empowered product owner. In ideal case, product owner has to be the business owner, but it is not possible every time. That's why we call it empowered product owner. Did I answer your question, Akash?
Yes.
Any other question? This slide, this slide, this slide.
Paras, the team will directly connect with product owner, or whenever we need to get any information, we need to talk with
Product owner need to attend daily meetings. He is an integral part of the daily stand. There is a very good debate. Some people say somewhere you have see some training. They say the product owner is not needed in stand-up meeting. Theoretically, it is okay. A stand-up meeting is for the inspection. If your work is clear, if you have a very clear understanding here, and nothing is going to change, no change is real, then why do you need product owner in daily stand-up? Because you are a self-organizing team, you can build, but that is far from the reality. So product owner should be participating on daily stand-up meeting. If he is not, he is missing. Whenever there is a need, you can definitely invite product owner in that meeting. Okay. So product owner is not an alien to the development team, and product owner is, remember, product owner is part of the Scrum team. Product owner is part of the Scrum team. So he is not something a outside entity. He is within the team. He is part of your team. Okay. Then Scrum event, I guess we have discussed this. So I have rewritten this. So sprint planning meeting, what it all about? Sprint objective, what we are going to deliver, sprint goal. Daily stand-up meeting, we also call daily Scrum meeting. This is most important meeting. We discuss this. Sprint review, we already talk about the sprint retrospective. We look back, okay, what did we do well in last 2 weeks? What did we not do good in last 2 weeks? And how can we improve in next 2 weeks? That's what we do. And then the sprint refinement. We talk about that as well. Any question on any of these Scrum event if you do not understand uh, these things? Any doubt? Okay, then the Scrum artifacts. Artifacts means what are the deliverables? Okay, product backlog. Everybody understood the product backlog. What is the product backlog? This is the product backlog. Okay. What is the product backlog? Your requirements, your list of user stories, your list of features, which you need to develop throughout the project. What is the sprint backlog? The subset of the product backlog, which you can deliver within a sprint. Is these two things are clear or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Paras.
So these two things are your Scrum artifacts. And the third artifact, it is not talking about anything like test cases, anything about the code, anything about the defect report, any report. It is not talking about. What is talking about? Product increment. When I go to review my house, I don't want to see the mixing machine. I don't want to see the process, how they are doing. I want to see my foundation is laid out. As a product owner, when he comes to your review meeting, he wants to see the working software. If your story is developing a plan, if your story is developing an architecture, that is a different story. But if your story is developing a login page, product owner want to see a working login page. That is your product increment. In the process of final product, you may deliver some intermediate steps. Test cases, user stories, design, subtasks, all are important. But if your product increment is not there, then your this is your Scrum artifacts. The finished product or product increment, not the product. Is this clear or not? Did you understand what is the meaning of shippable product? Minimum shippable product, shippable product.
Working module.
Working
Even
module,
though it's
which you can actually deploy to the next sector. Generally, what happens? Shippable product work we use, which you can deploy directly to the production environment, which is not possible, which is not happening anywhere. Many of the cases, this is not happening. But if you are working in SIT, you can push that particular code to UAT. So next, if you are working in SIT, you can push that particular code to UAT. So this is your Scrum artifacts. Thank you, Sonali. Any question on Scrum artifacts? Any question on Scrum events or Scrum roles or Scrum process? Okay. Now let's have a relook at the Scrum process overall. You understand what all you understand. You understand what is all Scrum. This four things are Scrum. So we discussed detail, and this was the. So let's have a relook on the Scrum process, and let's see how this is. Whether the Scrum process, whatever we are preaching, it is there or not. So what I did, I put the pillars and I put the values here. Okay. Let's see whether this is there or not. Product backlog. This is already list of stories are there at any particular given point of time. This is transparent to entire team. So the transparency is there. They know what we are going to, what all we need to achieve. So as of today, they know whatever product owner's mind, they know it. So it is transparency. within the sprint backlog. Transparency. Daily Scrum meeting, they are inspecting, they are telling their problems, transparency and inspection. Okay, and they are adapting to change. If there is anything changed, they are adapting. So adaptation. Okay. Product refinement, what they are doing, they are giving again the transparency for the future sprint, the transparency again. And they are adapting whatever we developed. So for example, in this house, we figured out, okay, when actually we are working, this particular column cannot erect because of there is a very hard stone, I cannot dig it. So adopt the map, adopt the architecture. So you can adapt here. So adaptation also is here. So you can take the learnings from the current sprint, which you can apply to the next sprint. So adaptation. Review. Again, within very quickly. Within sprint is what? Faster, very fast. Deliver frequently. Remember that was one of the principles. Review. What we are doing inspection and transparency. Transparency with whom? Product owner, with business stakeholder within the team. Full transparency. Retrospective. Transparency, what did not go well. You are and in retrospective, you need not to invite product owner and business stakeholder. Retrospective is a meeting which should happen within the Scrum Master and the team. Product owner, if he wants to come, he can come. But this primarily this meeting is for Scrum Master and development team. And here adaptation, what can we do better? So that's there. Let's look at the values, how they are there. Commitment. This is your commitment, sprint. This is your commitment. Openness. You are opening here every day. You are telling what is there. Courage, because you need to have a courage to tell everything. You need to have a courage here that, okay, I cannot do this. I can only lay the foundation. Courage. Respect. Product owner is respecting your decision. Product owner is respecting your here outcome, basically. Scrum Master is doing that. And commitment. This is the commitment. Anything. Focus. This is your focus. What is the focus? To deliver the sprint goal. So all these values are within the sprint process, Scrum process. So these are the pillar and values. They are just not a kind of only gyan or some goody things. They are basically inbuilt within the Scrum process. Questions? Okay, this is what I planned. Oh, we already have 15 minutes. Okay, sorry. Okay. Any questions I can take? Sorry for the meeting extended 15 minutes. I did not realize that all the time. Any question? Questions, guys. Everything understood?
Yes, Paras. If we will get any question, we will ask tomorrow.
Yes, so please go through please try to understand this more. Okay, so tomorrow, basically, this is what, if you look into this, basically Scrum guide, I have covered everything. Okay, this link I am sharing with you on the chat. Okay, so you can read this Scrum guide. If there is something which is not clear in Scrum guide, please come back tomorrow at